So what I like about our College of Business is the fact that it has international certification. So this degree will get recognized everywhere in the world. In addition to that, our faculty to student ratio in the College of Business is very little, which is important because you get that one-to-one connection with the professor, so you have more chances of doing an independent study or get to learn the subject in more in-depth than in any other state schools. The majority of College of Business faculty know me by my first name, and I know whenever I have a question with regards to the class or any other material, I can always ask and reach to one of the faculties. Specifically, Professor Hatton, he's my advisor, and he and I are also doing an independent study this semester. As a part of the honor program, I have to write honor thesis my senior year, and Professor Hatton and I are doing an independent study where I'm researching about Basel III standard, which is basically a regulation that all the banks have to follow. And we're trying to figure out whether or not it is fair for the smaller banks, such as like Key Bank or Citizen and Northwestern. Is it fair for them to have the same regulations as the banks such as JP Morgan, Bank of America? When I interned in Russia, I worked in the bank Sberbank, and I did it after my freshman year, so I didn't have that much financial knowledge. But it helped me realize that even though as just a freshman, I was able to learn so much more just about the industry and about the bank, and I was able to incorporate it in my classrooms later on. And during my internship at HSBC over the summer, I learned that it's very important to be open-minded, and what they told us, it's very important to be a sponge, to always pick up any information you hear anywhere, and it doesn't matter whether or not it's about something you're currently doing or somebody else is doing. It's always important to just soak it in. When I had that class, besides being just a professor, he was trying to give us so much more than that. So for example, as you know, he's very active in Buffalo in like the whole finance industry. So he would always invite us as students to various conferences or lunches with banks, or ask us to join conference calls, all things of that nature. And I think that was very helpful to me because as students, we wouldn't have such exposure otherwise.